Yeah, I got a third monitor going because I made a big mistake. I fucking my brother's girlfriend, she has a few kids, right? One's like the 7-year-old, loves fucking Fortnite, like 7-year-olds in
Yeah,
Fortnite,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Classic. And I made the mistake of like before I was just like, I don't want no fucking dogs downstairs. I don't want no fucking kids downstairs. I don't want them messing around, like getting used to coming down here into my fucking space because my computer costs way too fucking much. These kids are gonna get ideas and shit. Like when I was 7 years old, I'd probably play monkey bars on my fucking monitor setup, right? So I was like, fuck that. But then the kid was like, we're playing Fortnite, and he's like telling me like, he wants to stream and stuff. Like I'm upstairs on his PS4, and yeah, I was like, I brought him downstairs and showed him my setup and everything, and he wants to play Fortnite on here, and then he's playing on my monitors, and like they're too high, right? Because I have mine set up for me, and he's like, "Oh, my neck hurts, my neck hurts." Like you're 7 years old, bro. Your neck will be fine. Like, get the fuck out of here. Um, but no, I set up a third monitor just like lower so that he could play Fortnite on it. And now he like keeps asking me to like play Fortnite on my computer and shit like that. I gotta do things on my computer. I gotta like porn and shit to watch. So I
Yeah,
can't be
exactly.
having kids around all the time, right?
Yeah, priorities.
So and I've told him like, man, like I got work to do, blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff. He doesn't understand it. He thinks I'm awful now. So now like, yeah, that kid hates me. And
Is this a friend's kid?
no, it's my brother's girlfriend's kid.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I work at the zoo and I live in the circus.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yo, you don't even need to impress her. Like, do you think she's gonna stick around?
My brother's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Uh I mean, that's a whole can of worms if you get me talking about that whole fucking relationship. That's a fucking oh my gosh.
God, I hope they
Like
watch this.
yeah, well fucking I'll just tell you right now, my brother's got a big problem. He's got a big problem. And his problem is he's got baby fever. He's a grown ass
Oh,
33-year-old man with baby fever, right?
fair.
This girl's got 3 kids, two different dads and shit, and they co-parent. Like they actually have a good situation. Like they've all worked it out and everything.
That's good.
But my brother wants to have another kid with her. And it's like she has 2 cats and 2 dogs as well. My brother has a dog. So I'm living in this like fucking animal house. Like I said, I work at the zoo, I live in the circus, right? So it's all fucking crazy all the
Fuck.
time. We want to add a newborn to it. I think she's already pregnant. She's been talking about how she's feeling sick all the time and shit. I don't know if she's sick and tired or she's sick and pregnant, right?
So you
So
guys all live together?
yeah.
So you live with your brother, his girlfriend, her 3 kids, 3 dogs, and 2 cats?
Yeah, the kids, because of the co-parent situation, they're not around all the time.
Okay.
The 2 older kids that come on weekends, and then she has a 2-year-old that's like here and there, like I don't know, 4 or 5 days a week or whatever.
Yeah. That'd be
So
tough for her too, though. Like, fuck.
yeah, she's got it worked out. She's doing really well. She's cool. So like good for
That's
my
good.
brother and stuff. But like I'm like, man, like why you
It's
gotta
true.
have
It's
baby?
a, it's a weird it's a weird situation to be in because I got friends now that like are men like me and like I want to have kids too. Right now, not super eager to, but I've got friends that are my age and like I got cousins of mine that are just like they want to get married right now because they really want to have kids and like that's what they're about and they're really pumped up about it and they really really want to start starting a family and I get that that's everyone's choice, but when he's already going to be a part of raising a 2-year-old, like he's going to be a big part of her life regardless, but I guess it isn't the same as having your own kid.
Yeah, and I just think it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. Like I'm not gonna be around here, so I don't have to worry like on a personal level. But like
Yeah.
that's my brother, so I'm like, man, like, and he's all about it, and he hates when I know he hates when I'm fucking telling him like, man, like, just like put a little more thought into this, bro. Like this is kind of crazy. But like,
Do
yeah, he
you want
doesn't really
kids?
like, yeah, eventually, but like, not right now.
No,
That's
I
fucking
feel you,
for
man. I'm
sure.
still a fucking man child. I can't have kids.
Like, how the fuck am I gonna raise a kid? I can't even raise myself. Like, holy shit.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. Like over the past couple of years, like different things in life. like careers and jobs and not being in college anymore and just trying to settle down. Now I really like my mind changed from like I want dirt bikes and quads and I want toys and nice laptops and Xbox and all this shit to like I want a house. I want clean gardens. I want a nice lawn. I want a nice barbecue. I want a nice car. And now it's just like they're all wants. Yes, I know they're not needs. I got to try and figure out how to fucking get myself off of the two, but it has changed my mindset. I don't think as much like a kid anymore when I think about the stuff that I really want in the future. I don't know if you have the same thing, but
Yeah, I'm just trying to avoid that thought process, that change entirely. Like my dad told me the other day, he's fucking got like a 2013 fucking Grand Caravan, right? And it's fucking, it's on its last legs, I guess. And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting something new or whatever, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, get like a fucking truck, get like a Raptor, dad. Just go all out. Like, he's got money. They sold their house, so like fucking, have that fucking midlife crisis and shit. Like, go all out, like get something fucking crazy.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
no, I'm just gonna get another Grand Caravan. I'm like, are you fucking serious, dad? Like, dude, what? No, come on, do something a little better than that. But he's like, no, I like it. It's great. It's fucking dependable, efficient, fucking good storage space. I'm like, go on, god damn it. If I ever fucking buy a car because it has good storage space, just fucking shoot me right then and there.
See, that's where people's like my parents growing up too, we always had caravans and stuff. And I always thought to myself, like, there's no fucking way. I'll get like a stylish SUV or an Equinox, or I understand that the caravans are easy. You click a button, the fucking doors open. There's a ton of fucking storage. They're good on gas. They go forever. You can beat the
Mhm.
hell out of them. Parts are cheap because there's so many of them. Like it's different because I do care about vehicles and I like having nice vehicles. Um, so I don't really ever want a caravan, but I can see the appealing side of it to someone who doesn't care what the thing they drive looks like.
Yeah,
It's
he's
just
like
about being practical.
he's like it gets me to work. Like he's
Yeah.
a truck driver, right? So he's got all this fucking, cooler and all his fucking various
Yep.
things he needs to bring on the road. So he's like, it's great. I just toss it in, no problem. I got stow and go seating and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, fuck, man, get a Tesla. I'm trying to convince my dad to get a Tesla. He won't fucking do it. I personally want him to get a Tesla for me. I don't even care about his situation. I just want to drive it like maybe once or twice.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, he's not buying it. He's not buying it at all.
It's
So
hard because they're too practical. Like fuck you, Dodge. Like you really had to make a van that was that convenient and ugly and fucking just amazing in every aspect except for the way it looks. Like you're fucking actually done the stow and go and saw how much fucking room there is in that thing?
it's like a hollow hippopotamus on the fucking
You
road.
could put a
Just
fucking
chugging
queen bed in
along.
there and go camping. Like it is too fucking convenient, man. If you got 3 or 4 kids, you got strollers, you got backpacks, you got fucking toys, you got all this shit, and you can't afford to have a nice fucking vehicle anyway because you're paying for 4 fucking jackasses. Might as well get a caravan for
Yeah.
35 grand for the base model caravan. You got a fucking 7-seater with enough space to take all your kids to hockey.
Yeah, apparently like they're popular now. They hold their value so well and everything just because like I don't know, people like using them fucking. I don't even know these kind of people that just fucking go for like why not get like if you're gonna go like business shit, get one of those Mercedes vans. You know those fucking Mercedes vans? Those are fucking dope. Like the sprinters.
A buddy of mine actually bought a Sprinter van probably 3 months ago, not for trades work. He's converting it into a camper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people
Um,
are doing that nowadays. A buddy of mine was talking about that, yeah, too, as well. Yeah.
Becoming very popular, man. Like, they're expensive, and I'll tell him to his face. I told him to get the fucking Ford Transit because the Mercedes diesel, they've got their fucking every vehicle has their problems, but those things are fucking ticking time bombs.
You
And
don't
then
like
those
the
fucking
diesel?
those Mercedes you see, as soon as they've been touched by anything, a stone or anything, they start to rust like a fucker. And like the
Mm-hmm.
Ford one is not diesel, it's gas. It's a small engine. It does what you need to do. Maybe it doesn't make you fly up mountains, but it gets where it needs to go and it's more fuel efficient. And anyway, I always have my 2 cents, as you know, about every fucking thing. But anyway, he bought the van. It's already been spray
Same,
foamed.
same.
Windows are in. He's got all the stuff for it, like a glass stovetop, a portable toilet, um, the panels, solar panels on the roof. And he's put in like a queen bed, and it'll be really fucking nice. Like, and it's sweet because they rent for some pretty decent coin. People rent these things and just use them instead of like going and renting a RV, or if they don't have a fifth wheel and it's just two of them and maybe a kid, because it'll seat 3, potentially 4 when he's done. It'll sleep 2 easily. And if you brought like a fucking tent in a bag, slide it right underneath the bed, like you could easily have 4 people go on a trip for that with that thing. It's like $200 a night plus your gas or your diesel. So I don't know. It seems like a good way to make money eventually, but you just hope that you don't have breakdowns and problems with it costing you more money before you've paid it off.
Yeah.
You're okay
how many people are you getting on the audio?
About 7K.
Like 7K?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm about to get myself canceled. I got ideas I was gonna throw out here. I thought it was like fucking 50 people. I saw like, the YouTube's got like 30 views or whatever.
The YouTube is very, very hard to get people to go on, because you can't, like, more people would listen and watch on YouTube if they could close the app and continue to listen.
Yeah, it's like the data, because they're driving around and shit and listening to it.
And when you're sitting down, like when I have a lot of friends that watch it while they're like doing dishes or cleaning the house or sitting on the deck, and when you have YouTube open, you can't open any other apps.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just keep rolling into it here. Don't be afraid to get canceled. You're fine. If anything fucking completely ruthless happens, I will edit it out. I'll write down times if you say something outrageous. But that, what were we just talking about?
Caravans, kids, fucking growing up, fucking, settling down, getting fucking grand caravans and shit.
See, and you started talking about the podcast and like how, like, you were just surprised about how many people watch it, which is not surprising. But I spend about $100 an episode promoting it. Like, I put it on Instagram ads, I put it on Facebook ads, I have an application where I can put money on to just like, it'll promote at specific times of the day when most people are on YouTube or Facebook and Instagram, and it'll pop up with my name. So I can see all the analytics with that. And a lot of my views come from that. My thing is just trying to keep the people that have watched a single episode to continue watching more. I mean, that's obviously the goal. You want an audience that's going to stick with you.
I might fuck that up for you today.
That's all right. Heart to Heart does a lot better than Fresh Thoughts. I only have this will be my second episode.
Yeah.
The first episode of Fresh Thoughts was like 3,000, and it's just people that watched Heart to Heart that knew I was doing Fresh Thoughts.
Do they comment? Can people comment?
No.
Okay, so there's
no commenting on Spotify. You can review it on Apple Podcasts. You can review each episode, and you can review the podcast.
The audio is kind of, when you do freeze, like the audio does kind of fucking get all fucked up, right? So if it's good on your end, like, what is it? Is it
yours sounds perfectly fine. If mine skips a little bit, as long as it doesn't sound like the popcorn thing, I don't know how the fuck you could even understand me, because when I listened to it back, it was fucking horrendous.
It wasn't that great, yeah.
But if you're understanding me and you're responding, and if I don't sound like complete bag of ass,
yeah. Anyways, so fuck. Dude, that's dope though, because like I didn't think you were getting like anybody on your fucking podcast. Like I thought you were getting like 50 people, because like I thought it was like, I always fucking hear stories like people like grind for like fucking 5 years before they finally like pop off, and like once you pop off, it's like in an instant, all of a sudden you're fucking just climbing up the fucking ranks and everything, right? I didn't know you were already getting like 7,000 people. Like that's dope, Greg. Like, man, props to that.
It's awesome. I really want to get to the point where I'm sustaining those numbers without paying for it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's obviously the goal, because like I put a lot of money into it because I want this podcast to succeed, but like I would like to get to the point where I'm sustaining 10,000 viewers every episode without having to pay for advertising. Regardless, I'll still pay for advertising because I want it to grow, but it'd just be nice to not have that expense and not have to really rely on, like, if I don't promote a podcast, like I have not promoted a podcast, I keep probably about 4,000 to 5,000 of the people that I'm seeing when I hit 7. So like 4,000 or 5,000 people are watching all of them, and then an extra 2,000 people are joining in watching a specific episode based on seeing my ad.
Okay. And I was gonna say like because I hear that a lot of podcasters they'll fucking say like my podcast was like shit. I had no idea. You got frozen in a funny moment. Anyways, they say my podcast was like shit until I got to like episode 100, and that's when things really started fucking like sailing and everything, right? So like, do you have like a set kind of spot where you're like, oh, by like 50 episodes, 100 episodes, 200 episodes, I want to be like fully like on my own, or like 2 years from now, like fully just like self-promoting, like all good and going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. My biggest thing is I didn't really set out any goals of where I have to be at specific times, because then I'll just be disappointed with myself if I don't hit them. My
Yeah,
biggest
true.
thing
Yeah.
was like I just literally wanted this as a hobby, and that's all that this is still. I know I put money into it, but people pay for hobbies all the time.
Mhm.
My thing is that I like to see the growth. I like to see people reaching out, and the companies that reach out, and the people that talk to me, and the people that I can reach out now to with just the little audience that I have, and the 4,000 people I have on Instagram, the people that now I can actually message and have a response from. Like do you ever watch The Circle?
No.
Oh, okay. There's a guy on there who was really big on it. They call him Subam, because like, no one can pronounce his fucking name properly. But he was big on The Circle, and now he's like verified. He has like 300 and something thousand people. And I messaged him the other day, and he messaged back and just said he was too busy to do a podcast right now, but would talk to me in the future about it. And it's just like being a little more available to people. I just want the conversations. So like my goal right now, if I had a goal, would be to get enough followers on Instagram to become verified, so that I can message people to have on the podcast that will actually get my message. So like when you're verified and you send someone else a message, it becomes their number one message on their feed, regardless of, like, if I message Justin Bieber and he's getting 50,000 fucking messages a day, the people that are verified stay at the top of his message board, while all the other ones
Okay.
keep falling based on
Okay.
seniority.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my goal,
That's
because I
big.
want to be able to have people respond and want to actually talk to me, like have more people to just have that conversation with. So that's my goal right now. I would love to see it. It still is a hobby, and I love my job, and I love what I do right now. So I really, if it stayed like this forever, I'll still do this for like 10 years. I don't care. But to be able to get to a point where I didn't have to work, and it would just cover my wages to the point where I could put, because right now I'm putting in like 4 or 5 hours a week to finding a guest, writing the questions, editing the episode, recording the episode, uploading the episode, making sure shit's rolling. If I wasn't working, I would have so much more time to make sure that I have like 10 freaking episodes pre-recorded, so that I didn't have to worry about rushing every week to try and make sure I have someone to talk to, make sure that someone wants to talk to me. But regardless of that, fucking podcast aside, one of the cool guests that has come out of it so far was the Even Out twins. Did we talk about this?
We might have. Yeah. I think we talked about them in, I don't know if it was on the podcast or what, over the phone or something, but we did talk about them for a
Like
little
about being a
bit.
part of Nelk?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the one guy's name is Nico, and that's the N in Nelk.
Oh, that's what they came up with it. The fucking
It's the abbreviations of their name.
Kyle, Jesse. Well, Jesse, I guess
He wasn't in
Lucas.
originally.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nico, and then E, and then Lucas and Kyle. That's funny.
Nico. Forget, he told me what the E was, and now I can't remember it. But they all lived here. Like they all live near Burlington. Like they're all Canadian.
Yeah, they're from Mississauga.
Yeah, Mississauga area. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's where they lived, and that's where they hung out together. Then they went to LA for like, I think it was a month, to just like film cooler content with having like cooler opportunities and just doing stupid shit. And that's when they did like the coke in the back of the SUV. So like if you watch that actual video on YouTube where they say there's coke in the back, I'm sorry to the police. The driver and one of the passengers is those twins.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they first started, which now, like, I talk to them all the time. Like I golf with them.
Oh, you golf with them?
Yeah. We went to the
That's
driving
funny.
range a couple times, and now we're working on, I'm going to do a video with them. like one of their prank videos. Once this
Oh, dude, that's
fucking kid,
dope. So give me in on the shit. I want to do it.
they would 100%, they would have you on for sure. Just as like to help them set something
I don't
up
know.
or give them a like an action when they go to do something, because like their reactions of people are real, but like they use people on the outsides to kind of like give signals to the other twin, and like they use you to like walk up to someone and get the conversation started so that they could like you can introduce them as a friend, or like they've got it figured out anyway. But I've talked to them about like not being a part of Nelk anymore, and like are they upset like Nelk's doing so well now that they've decided to leave it. And their biggest thing was just like, we really wanted to be here, like we want to be successful here, we don't want to live in California, like we don't want to live in the States and do that stuff. And they had a lot of sketchy moments being a part of Nelk, like
Yeah, I was
people
gonna
with
say
guns,
like
people with,
Nelk.
they don't fuck around.
They popped off. Like they do some crazy shit. And like I don't know, I had a conversation with my coworker the other day because I mentioned Nelk or whatever, and he was like, "Oh yeah, they used to be good or whatever." And like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like that. Like they used to be dope. Now they're like something different. They're nuts. They're crazy, right? And it's like a lot of like it. One thing that annoys me about Nelk, I mean, let's not fucking get down the rabbit hole of fucking Nelk and everything, but like Nelk used to be like just pranks, like let's go and do some fucking pranks, and now
Yeah.
it's like vlog shit. And I guess that's kind of cool for some people. Like they popped off even more. I don't know who these people are. Like, don't people want to watch pranks? Like, do people really want to just watch like them drink and fucking gamble and shit all the time? Um, do you know Steve will do it? You're familiar with him?
No. Is he one
So
of the guys
he,
on Nelk?
yeah, he's one of the new guys or newer. He's joined in the last few years.
He's not the jacked one, right?
He is the jacked one.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he fucking obviously got his start. Honestly, Steve Will Do It has one of the most like impressive fucking transformations as a human being. And like if it was a movie, it would be like one of the greatest character arcs of all fucking time. Like this guy started necking bottles and like slamming fucking 12 packs, like one after fucking another, like on Instagram, just going nuts. And now he's got these fucking vlogs where he's like giving away Teslas to his employees, but he's also giving shit away to like homeless people and like doing like these charity videos and shit. And honestly, like a couple of them like brought a little tear to my eye. Like, dude, like it's actually like pulls at the heartstrings. Like they gave this homeless guy a guitar. He hadn't had a guitar. His guitar, like he had to sell it or it got stolen or something. They gave him a new guitar in like this restaurant, and the dude was like so fucking happy, dude. I've never seen someone like so overjoyed about it. And then there was like this mom. Sorry,
Yeah.
there was like this
That's
mom
all right.
who fucking she was living in a motel room with like her two kids and everything, like just trying to get by or whatever, obviously struggling and shit. And yeah, Steve just straight up gives her like 50 grand and a fucking Tesla. And like it's still at this, he's like the drunk Mr. Beast now. Like he gives her
I
this
watch
money.
Mr. Beast. That's
Yeah,
fucking
he
funny.
gives her all this money and shit, and he's like, "You're gonna spend this on hookers and shit. This is for blow, like 10K here, 10K there." Like he's still like Steve, like he's like, use this money and like don't do anything with it, but get fucked up, like just fucking go crazy with it. Obviously, she's not, but like it's just like he's still Steve, and he's like doing I don't know. He's found this crazy niche, and like man, it's fucking beautiful.
The thing that fucking always drives me nuts about that shit is like
So
people will comment all the time being like, you'll have all that money. Why do you have to fucking advertise it and show that you're just doing a nice thing? It's like, if he doesn't record him doing the nice things go away because he stops making money. Like, he doesn't have to give away
yeah,
that shit.
yeah,
Like, if he wants to just go fucking snort, blow, and fuck hookers and do all this crazy shit, he could do that and just record that and get paid for that. But he choose like all these people, like you see these guys that go up to someone's door, knock on it, and you can tell it's not in a great subdivision. He said, "What do you pay for rent?" And then he pays their fucking rent for the month. And people are crying. They're just like I work every day and I still barely make ends meet, and I could barely afford rent this month. And it's like we just wanted to give something back and we just wanted to help out, and like they're recording it. And then like the fucking whole comment thread is like, just do it out of the kindness of your heart, not for a fucking video. And it's like, you clearly watched the video, and that's what helps me pay for me being able to pay these people's fucking
yeah.
rent. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I never understood for the life of me people having this argument about like, it's not just YouTubers, it's like musicians and fucking artists in
Yeah.
general selling out. Like they're like you like there is like some point where like it's like, okay, like this is kind of ridiculous. Like you're not doing anything good and you're just making all this money and fucking around, right? Um, but yeah, like selling out, like making money, like money you can I always ask people like, who do you think, I mean, everybody wants to say like, if you're doing something like that's good enough or whatever, but who do you think is like better doing more for the world? The guy who's living in a fucking like elephant sanctuary in Africa and like feeding elephants and shit, and like he's doing a good thing, he's working at it, like that's great. Or like Bill fucking Gates, who's giving billions of dollars to fucking charity. Like, I'm sorry, but like money talks, and like
Even when he donates a fucking million, people are like, really? Only $1 million? It's like, what am I supposed to do? Drain my entire fucking bank account because I'm trying to give back? Like, can people just be happy with what I'm giving? Fuck
yeah,
you selling out. I don't give a
yeah,
shit. I'm here on this earth to make a good life for me and my family. If you aren't in the way of that, see you later. Like, I'm not going to sell out my fucking friends, and I'll always remember where I come from if anything big ever did happen for me or for you or for any of my good friends. If anything successful ever happened with them, I would hope that they would still remember who I am. I don't want a fucking handout. I don't want them to fucking pay for everything, but maybe fucking hook me up with a Tesla or something. Or take me somewhere cool, or fucking show me how your life is so amazing now and how you don't have to fucking worry about money anymore. You don't have to have the fucking struggle.
yeah, yeah. No,
People don't just
it's
become fucking YouTube sensations as a fucking accident. That's why there's monetization. That's why there's all these rules set in stone. So you can't just have a fucking one-off viral video and make lots of money. That's not how it works anymore. You actually
yeah.
have to work towards it. You have to build an audience. You think Mr. Beast became the most fucking one of the most successful YouTubers on the earth because he was just like, let's just record us doing stupid shit for a long time. Like, no, he actually fucking put time into it. They planned skits, they planned shit to do. Like, there's a lot of time that goes into it.
Yeah, Mr. Beast's a good example because like he put more time and effort than basically anybody. Like, I watched a video, one of his old videos. I think at the time it might have got like 200 fucking views. He uses fucking plastic knives to cut through a fucking camping table, like a fucking hard plastic fucking table. It takes him like, I don't know, a billion fucking knives and like fucking 3 weeks, but he cuts through the table for like 200 fucking views. It's like people like, has he not paid his dues? Like, is
Yeah, it's so
anything ever
crazy.
good enough?
That's the hardest thing about this fucking world right now is that everyone has a fucking opinion and they'll just dish out the opinion and not worry about its effects because it's online and then go to their regular day and never think about it again. The hardest thing about this like cancel culture bullshit, like I understand Bill Cosby, yeah, fucking guy shouldn't be on the streets anymore. He shouldn't be fucking an actor anymore. He should be in fucking prison. I get it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
what happened to humans making a fucking mistake? Like, can someone say the wrong thing on
yeah.
accident because
Okay,
their
so
fucking
like,
brain doesn't process it
I
without
was
being
gonna
fucking
start
canceled?
off. We can get into like, sorry, say it again. I just missed that last part.
Like, I can't believe that humans as a race anymore don't have forgiveness. We are instantly just, oh, you fucked up,
Yeah,
gone. You fucked up, gone. Canceled off the internet. He said something on accident. Don Cherry says, you people, gone. I'm not saying that everything is okay. I'm not saying that there might have not been a bit of racist problems behind it. I'm also not saying that racism isn't a fucking problem because it clearly is a huge one. What I'm saying is people make fucking mistakes. And as a human race, we've decided just to give up on them. There's no more forgiveness. Forgiveness is fucking dead, if you ask me.
yeah. So I was gonna start off by telling you how I'm anti-mask. Um, but
That's a
we could
fucking
jump into
great.
like, I have cancel culture fucking down here. Okay, so cancel culture to me is so crazy because at the same time you have people talking about mental health. Oh, we gotta let's talk, like fucking Bell, let's talk, Dave. People, mental health is such an issue right now. But when people have breakdowns and they have a bad fucking moment, which God forbid, fucking everyone has them,
Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
We got to cancel them. They're done. Like, mental health only matters until a certain point, and then it's like, I feel like it's not even a certain point. It's just like, this guy did something fucking egregious a little bit, had a fucking got pissed off at a barista or something for fucking up their coffee, and it's like, cancel them. Where's their job? Let's get it. right?
Yeah. And
And it's so ridiculous. Like it's
fucking
hypocritical,
culture
right?
now.
Yeah, like I've been reading books and shit, fucking about
Reading
like
books.
you know, I've been doing brain learnings and book readings and stuff, and it's like I've been reading about like the Chinese like Cultural Revolution back in like the like 60s and 70s and shit. And people talk about 1984 as well. Um, and like we're kind of fucking there's so many goddamn similarities. Like
Man,
every objectivity is like going away and fucking, it's all like I don't even know where to begin. Like it's just
the
so
whole world is
ridiculous.
pushing that you can be different and be accepted without allowing people to be different to be accepted. That's the thing that's fucked up.
Yes,
Like
there we
this
go.
LGBTQ thing, I fucking support it. I'm not saying I don't support it. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be. It's not going to affect my life. I will accept you for you. I'll treat you like a fucking human being. Unless you don't treat me like a human being, then you're going to get the exact same thing back. But the fact that we've
Yeah.
got fucking comedians and just people in general that can
Yeah, bad
fucking say a
jokes.
joke or say something fucking stupid on accident or try and make someone laugh and now they can't fucking do their job anymore is the most outrageous thing I've ever fucking heard. Like you can have this fucking song on the radio talking about your wet ass pussy, but the second you fucking try and tell a joke that might be a little bit offside, it's like, no, that's not okay anymore. Like we got to start
so
treating
much
every fucking adult like a child.
so much work goes into this wet ass pussy fucking song and all these fucking crazy songs that okay, I grew up with Eminem, so like I try not to complain about the music, right? Like let the kids listen to whatever the fuck they want. But yeah, then you have moments where Ron Wilson says a joke that's a little fucking retarded. He has a brain fart and he says a stupid joke which may or may not be homophobic or whatever. And it's like, okay, now we need Don Cherry, Ron Wilson now. Ron Wilson's like the nicest guy, but like if Ron Wilson isn't pure, sorry, man, you're gone.
Even like what you just said, like you just said retarded, and like
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's not a good word. It's not a good word. And when
No.
you actually sit down and think about it, like I always refer to Tom Segura's stand-up where he says like I shouldn't be saying it. It's lazy. It's not what I'm trying to get across. I should be saying stupid or dumb or idiotic. But it's just a word that was not like it was something that was used so frequently and was socially acceptable to say to someone for so long. And now when people accidentally say it, when I say it and then I think about it, I'm like, that's not what I fucking meant. But when I also say that word, I don't think about someone who has mental disability, and I'm not relating that to the person that I'm talking to. Like I'm
Yeah.
just I mean what I say when I say you're stupid or that's stupid or that's dumb or and I end up using that word and yes, it's terrible. It shouldn't be used. I completely understand. But the fact that we've canceled the word and it shouldn't have never been okay, but it was. It's like telling like the older generation that maybe grew up with different values and things that they could say and referenced certain objects. And I'm not going to get too deep into that because it'll get fucking racist because there's a lot of them out there. But it's just like you guys hate on them and rip them apart so fast. Like they're trying to, they barely know how to run a fucking cell phone in today's age, and you're trying to change their whole fucking life and shit they knew. We're jumping down a fucking rabbit hole here. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, I can't get over the fact that people are getting canceled for mistakes. I understand, like, if you fuck up and then you don't get caught and then you don't apologize and then like years later it comes out and it's like, why the fuck did you say this? It's a little more like, okay, you had time to realize that you fucked up. You probably had people reach out to you saying that you fucked up, especially if you have a big audience and you didn't come forward and admit it and say, I'm sorry. Now people are probably just afraid to come forward and apologize for something that they did because it might bring it back to light and it might fucking cancel them anyway.
Facts. I'm always looking for when I'm like myself looking to like cancel somebody in my mind, I'm looking for like patterns of fucking behavior,
Yeah,
right? I'm not looking for one-off fucking moments like Nelk.
definitely.
Like Nelk are kind of like a little bit canceled in my mind just because like there's just this pattern of them like they don't make like pranks too much anymore, right? They're kind of like doing different things like I'm like maybe cancel is the wrong word or whatever, but like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah,
You
so
disown them a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just not about it anymore, right? So like, but yeah, it's a pattern of behavior. It wasn't just one video or whatever. Like maybe if they like, I don't know, kicked a baby or something, I'd be like, okay, like that's a pretty egregious one-off thing to do, right? But
And that's
yeah.
something that like what an example. Like not them saying something that's racist on accident and not it being even a direct racist term, but it came across that way, you could forgive them. Kicking a fucking baby, Mike? Are you serious? What kind of a reference is that? Kid, I'm probably out.
Yeah, no, that's where I draw the line. Honestly, like, if somebody like murdered somebody, I'd be like, well, what did they just do to be murdered, right? Then maybe they deserved it. Maybe they killed Hitler, future Hitler or something. I mean, maybe it was baby Hitler they kicked. Ooh, that's a tough one for me.
Yeah, I've
What's
heard that
up?
question before, man. Like if you could go back right now and kill baby Hitler, would you do it? And it's like, fuck, man, I'd be killing a baby, but like I'd save a lot of fucking people.
Yeah. You know what I've thought of? If there was time travelers, imagine this. There is time travelers and they did go back and they killed a baby that wasn't Hitler, but like was worse than Hitler. Can you imagine? Hitler's like the worst, right? But like, could you imagine time travelers? They came back. Hitler was all right. Hitler was okay, right?
Compared to what the rest of the guys did, he was doing okay. What a fucking reference of you, man. We should fucking almost we should end on that note. We'll
Okay,
do another podcast.
so repeat that again. I just you
Just what a
froze.
reference for you to make, like just going back and killing this fucking baby Hitler. Maybe he wasn't so bad because all the other ones that killed way more people are just dead now because of the time travel.
Yeah.
But I think that we should end the podcast on the fact that you think that you should be able to kick a baby once and get away with it. I want to make sure everyone knows that. I'll make sure I edit out that piece too, just to put that on my Instagram.
So fucking, we gotta do 3 hours.
That's why we got to do more than one. We'll do one in person. Grant's coming today to do one in person.
Really? Let's go. I was wondering for the longest time, where the hell is Grant? Anyways, yeah, I'm anti-mask now. I'm anti-mask. So my
Are
thought
you
process,
anti-mask if you're vaccinated or you're anti-mask regardless?
anti-mask regardless.
Okay, go ahead.
So the cases now, apparently, this is what I've heard. So if I'm wrong, I guess, I'm wrong and, that's fine. But the cases now apparently are happening mostly in factories and warehouses, right? That's where like most of the outbreaks are happening. I don't know if you've been following it, but that's what I've heard. So I worked in a factory last year, like when the pandemic was going on and everything, right? And I know exactly what's going on there, right? The machines are freaking loud. And you can't understand people when they have these freaking masks on and shit, right? So people like, I think social distancing works. I think social distancing, great stuff, right? But when people have masks on, they get a false sense of security and they walk right up to you. And all of a sudden you're having a conversation face to face with these fucking masks on, and masks like I don't know, people wear them over and over again. They wear like the neck masks and everything, and those don't fucking work, and they don't wear them properly. And like, I say we just ban masks and people go back to social distancing. I think that would actually work to fucking stem the tide or whatever.
Okay. So where I think that you're at, and I'm not completely disagreeing with the whole thing. I think where you're at is you think that masks would help if they didn't encourage you to get closer to someone. If people actually did social distance, like all of them, 6 feet apart, no one broke that fucking rule.
With proper masks.
The masks clearly help. If it's over their fucking nose, because that drives me mental. You're in a fucking food place or something, and they're walking around with their fucking nose out. It's like, what are you doing? You might as well not wear the mask at all. Like,
Yeah.
I get where you're at. Like, if you do not have a mask on, you're more susceptible to being like, okay, this guy's not wearing a fucking mask. I'll keep my 6 feet. Whereas if he's wearing a mask, you might get closer, have that fucking like right with each other conversation. And then they might pull down their mask, or as they're talking, their chin grabs it, it comes down. They fuck around with it. They take it off because they don't think they can hear you properly. Or don't think you're understanding them properly. I get where you're at. I don't think that you fucking completely hate masks. I think that you hate the fact that it's promoting us being okay with being a fucking half a foot from one another.
Yeah. I talked to my buddy about it, and he's like, "You're not anti-mask. You're just anti-fucking improper use of masks." But I'm trying to be,
You're anti-stupidity.
I want to get the blood flowing, Greg. I'm trying to be provocative out here. That's why I wore the fucking hat, So I'm trying to fucking get that blood boiling. So I like to start off hot, right?
Is he a Trump
So
fan?
am I a Trump man? Half and half. I'm like 50-50.
That's where I'm at too. I think that he should never speak ever openly in front of anyone, but I think that he has good ideas, and I think that he implemented some decent shit.
If there wasn't a Trump, we wouldn't be doing anything about China. China, like we have big fucking problems when it comes to China. And if it wasn't for Trump, we'd be doing nothing about it. Right. And also, it's kind of fucked up because at this point in time, or last year, because of Trump, we weren't doing anything about China because Trump was saying, oh, they might have leaked from the lab. And everyone's saying, Trump is wrong about everything. So immediately when he says that, it's like, no, this is debunked, disproven, all this crap. It did not leak from a lab. It's from a fucking bat. It's from Mickey Mouse and fucking Stan Marsh, Randy Marsh. Like, don't even fucking worry about it, right? And now Trump's gone and rationality has fucking come back to us. And we're like, oh, maybe actually it was like, what do they call it? Gain of function in the Wuhan laboratory, right? Like,
It's
okay,
very hard.
finally we're fucking talking about things.
What sucks about the whole thing is fucking the news media. Like it's
Oh yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
fact that like you can sometimes get more accurate information off Facebook, very, very rarely, but sometimes you can get more accurate information off Facebook than you can off of fucking listening to the actual fucking news that is legally allowed to broadcast to us. Like you think there'd be a little more rules and regulations to what they can and cannot air as fact. But that also doesn't help because I used to think, the media just wants you to fucking hate Trump. They just always hate on him, hate on him, and hate on him, and hate on him. And that's all you ever see. But then you see him walk to the fucking podium and start opening his goddamn mouth. And then you're like, man, you make it really hard to try and defend on some points. Like you're really making this difficult. And I'm not a huge person to talk politics. I'm not a fucking genius. I don't look too much into it. I know when they
I
make
look way too much
decisions, I'm
into it.
pissed off about it. Like with Trudeau, like I would love to have a prime minister that had a set of balls to do some stuff and try and help us instead of help everyone else, and not in a fucking racist way. But there's so many problems that are here. And I'm not saying we should stop importing people, but I'm just saying if you're going to give that much money and time and effort into importing people that aren't even from this country, why don't you start helping your veterans and your people that are actually here?
Yeah, like I like, I wish we could have leaders like Trudeau all the time. Like just nice guys, like sure, get along with them great. Like,
Not going to start a war.
yeah,
Very
they're just like chilling, fucking doing all this. But right now, like, I always talk like fucking, sometimes you have statesmen, there's two kinds of politicians. You got statesmen and fucking gunslingers, right? So statesman, that's like Trudeau. He's very like proper and he's not going to embarrass anybody apart from maybe some blackface photos from back in the day. He's pretty consistently like, okay, right?
yeah.
And then gunslingers are like the Trump, right? And gunslingers is like when you need somebody to get fucking shit done because shit's getting haywire, right? Like the world right now, like I don't know if I'm just consuming more and learning more, and it's just like because of that perspective, things seem kind of fucked up. But
Yeah.
things seem kind of fucked up right now. Like I've talked to like, my family members that are like in their like 70s, 80s, whatever, right? And they're saying like, I don't know, times right now are pretty fucking weird. Like obviously not as bad as World War II or something like that, but like we're definitely going through some pretty extreme struggles.
I think
Uh,
something that's very true, and I've heard a couple people say this to me, is that the world has always had as many issues as they have now, but now you can actually see it all. Now you can
yeah,
actually go on your phone and search up terrible fucking things, and you're probably going to find it somewhere on the earth. And now that everyone can see it, some people maybe think it's okay. Maybe it changes some people's point of view. Maybe it gives people the boost to go do something illegal or do something stupid, or the world's fucked anyway. Fuck you. It like gives such a negative vibe on just life itself. Like I was sitting there one day and I was just looking at a fucking open field, just a fucking green field with water in the background, just calm, nothing, anything except for the atmosphere I was in. And I was just like, the world is such a fucking good place. And there's so many good things I have in my life. There's so many good things that are in the world. And the only thing that everyone focuses on is the shit they don't have and the shit that's bad about the world.
Yeah. Like people need some more positivity in their fucking lives, because
So
it's
true.
crazy that like when it comes back to cancel culture, like we even have good things happening in the world. Like, man, I think that like Elon Musk, he's made some mistakes, but like overall, he's doing a pretty damn good job with things. He's moving us on to the next fucking planet. He's electric cars, renewable energy, and all that stuff. And it's like, even these good things, we can't have good things anymore. People are still like, it's not good enough. Like Elon Musk, he has bad opinions about coronavirus and stuff, which who fucking doesn't? Everyone fucking has an
The
opinion
thing
about
is that like you allow people to have these platforms to have an opinion, and then you shit on their opinion.
Yeah.
Just let people have their opinion. Let the people that are agreeing with their opinion agree with their opinion. The people that don't, just shut the fuck up. Who cares? Let them think the way they think, unless it's something that's going to affect you or affect someone you know or affect a body of people that you know or are a part of. Why does it matter? You going onto that chat and being like, you're fucking wrong, you're an idiot, this is stupid, you're dumb. Like, how is that helping you? 20 minutes from now, you're never going to look at it again. The person who posted is probably going to think about it for a good hour, and you've gotten nowhere but piss each other off, and you're making your day a little bit worse. That's the thing that drives me fucking crazy, man. It's just like we have more ways of sharing our opinion and point of view with everyone, and it should bring us closer together, and it does nothing but fucking pull us apart.
Yeah. People can't be fucking, they're just all over the fucking place. Oh man. What a world we live in.
I am definitely editing the entire end of this podcast because if not, we're getting fucking canceled.
Yeah, we're so done for, dude.
Like, it's so fucked to think about what we just talked about is just like something that someone could piece together or take out of context or fucking blurb out the middle and just make us look like complete shit.
Yeah. Like I don't know what the future holds for me, but like you're trying to get a podcast going off like 10 years time, Greg. If you don't delete
You might
that,
fuck me over, Mike.
It's coming back for you.
Mike, you're gonna get me canceled, you fuck. All right. Well, have fun. If I ever kick a baby in the head, I know I've got your forgiveness, so we're good on that.
It has to be baby Hitler. It has to be 21st
No,
century.
you didn't say baby Hitler. You just said, if like a guy happens to kick a baby, like I'm not just gonna instantly fucking cancel him.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me
No. That's
maybe
it.
I misspoke.
Too late. You're canceled. You're canceled.
I didn't
It's
mean
over.
that. Dude, I actually have a dope job right now. So like, man, that's gonna really fucking
you're done. No more zoo for you.
I'm gonna be so mad.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, bye.